Hello everyone, this is Dawn at Plot Chronicles. Today I wanted to briefly talk to you guys about my 4 favorite books for the month of April. Let's get started and talk about it. And I'm going to tell you about my 2 of those books are my very favorite. Now 2 of these books are historical fiction. 2 of the historical fiction does have some mystery / thriller element in it, but I kind of consider them more historical fiction. And the other 2 are thrillers. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on each book because I've already done videos on these, but so I'll briefly tell you. Okay, the first favorite book is The Undoing of Violet Claybourne by Emily Critchley. That's the one that I told you where this young lady, she was born to a mother and father. The mother died in childbirth. The father wasn't obviously happy about that and sends her to a boarding school, and she lives with relatives, so she never really had much of a relationship with her father, okay? And so she meets an unusual, eccentric girl at the school, and they go spend some time at this, old Victorian home, and all the secrets that family had, because she's from an eccentric family. And, back in the day, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, the silent generation and the generations before, they kept a lot of secrets. People nowadays seem to be more open about talking about all different topics. You know what? A long time ago, they did not talk about a lot of things. As you know, it got shoved under the rug. And so it was a very interesting book, so I really liked it. I did rate it, I think, over 4 stars. And I know I've mentioned this before. I don't rate a lot of books even 4 stars, okay? The next one I really enjoyed was The Cheating Husband by James Caine. It was a thriller with a lot of twists. Basically, this woman, and she has anger issues herself because of the way she was raised, and her dad had anger issues, but her dad did get help with them. But basically, she finds out that her husband is having an affair, okay? Well, she also finds out that you know what, there's a lot of people that don't like her husband as well. Well, she wants revenge, towards her husband. But a lot of people want revenge in this book, okay? So I'll just say this. So Owen is having an affair with Emma, and Emma's not the sharpest bulb. I notice a lot of people in these books are not the sharpest bulbs. They just, I don't know. They don't make the smartest choices, but you know what? That's part of what makes them an interesting story, I guess. So it's the story of the cheating husband. It's a really good thriller with a lot of twists and turns. Okay, the third one is The Quiet Librarian, historical fiction. And basically, it's about a girl named Hannah. She lives in Minnesota, where I'm originally from, a librarian. 30 years before, she lived in Bosnia. And, Bosnia and Serbia, you probably remember, there was war going on there. She was part of that. Her family was unalived. Well, she finds out that her friend that moved to Minnesota from that area was unalived. And, someone from the police department comes to tell her this. Well, it sounds like some people want revenge on Hannah and her friend and have, moved from that area to find them in Minnesota. So it's the story of that. I thought it was interesting. And, it was interesting because of the historical element in it. And I can't even imagine having to live in, a war, a zone like that with all the danger and things like that. That must have been really terrible. And they did a really good job talking about it. Okay, the fourth one was by Freida McFadden, Do You Remember? It kind of reminds me of the movie 50 First Date with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. A woman wakes up and she's like, wait, who are you? And he's like, I'm your husband. She's like, what? I don't know you. And she gets all upset. The last thing she remembers is her fiance, which is a different guy. Anyway, so every time this woman wakes up, she doesn't remember the day before because supposedly of this accident. And it's the story of that. I thought it was really interesting. It definitely kept my interest, had some twists and turns in it. So those are the 4 books I read. I have to say, out of these books, you know what? If I had to pick one favorite book out of these 4, I'm going to pick one favorite. I would say The Cheating Husband by James Caine. That one really kept my interest the most. What are your favorite books from the month of April? I want to hear from you in the comments below. That's all I have to say. Love you, appreciate you, and I hope to see you on tomorrow's video. Bye, everybody.